if you don't have the right property, then you don't achieve those margins.
So let's talk about the number one secret to building an Airbnb wealth strategy. So what is the first secret to your massive success? I think you said $170,000 per month. Is that in gross rental revenue? Is that in net operating income? And so what's the number one secret to building that?
So your number one strategy for you to be able to really get profitable properties is essentially doing the right market research, Brett, right? And for everybody out there, like if you know your numbers and you come in and invest into the right properties and you get the right sweet spot, the right margins, you essentially can be very successful. When I launched and I started, I didn't start with the right strategy. I was a straggler, just learning, trying things out. So I started with properties that were making me 2 to 2.5x my mortgages and rents. And today, some of the same properties and many new properties, we're in the realm of 4 to 5x. That's over an average of 12 months. So every year, our margins are going to be 4 to 5x, and that's our gross margins, right? And then essentially our profit margins, due to our multiplier of 4 to 5x our rents or mortgages, our profit margins for not every single property, but just I would say 50% of our portfolio are in the 50% range, every single month in an average of 12 years. 12
Got it.
months.
Okay. So the correct margins, knowing your market, knowing your numbers. In the beginning, you were doing like 2 to 2.5 times the rent to the mortgage on a monthly basis. Now you're more like 4 to 5x. So is that a fair summary so far?
That's it. Absolutely.
Okay. Number two, what's the number two secret to building an Airbnb wealth strategy?
The number two secret is actually getting the right property, guys. So if you don't have the right property, then you don't achieve those margins. First, after you figured out what are the right, what is that right type of margin that you want to hit? Like, what are those numbers you're trying to hit based on your budget, your risk, and your risk tolerance, and your the speed of implementation that you want to reach your goal. Essentially, you've got to figure out what type of properties in that market are going to make you those 4 to 5x. And once you figure that out, you are set, right? And then you can maneuver that strategy and repeat it in different markets. So first, market research, very, very crucial. Second, the right property and being able to hit those, to be able to hit those 4 to 5x multipliers.
Excellent. Let's keep rolling. Let's go to number three. What's the secret number three?
All right. Secret number three is essentially your setup, right? Some hosts or some investors will launch these Airbnbs and these short-term rentals, and they'll just spend the minimum. And I did the same. Why? I just wanted to save money, and I thought that maybe I wouldn't need to have X type of amenities or these appliances. So once I figured out that I really truly should put more money into my setup, right? That's my interior design. That's essentially the installation, the setup, and the amenities I'm picking up for that particular property. I doubled my revenue, right? So your setup and your interior design are secret number three.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to get us so far. We got three secrets. We got market research. Make sure you get the correct margins. You're doing your math, making sure you're doing your homework there. You're identifying the marketplace that you're in, that you want to be in. Number two, getting the right property. Make sure that it actually fits. You're not just buying because it's the first deal that you finally got into contract after making 25 offers and they finally accepted your offer, right? You're not just doing, you're making sure that the investment dog or tail is actually also wagging the investment dog itself. And then as well, investing into the actual setup, like don't go cheap, but go all out, class A amenities, high end. Is that a fair summary?
That's it. Love it.
Okay, so then all of a sudden there's $170,000 just coming in per month. Like, get me there now. Well, give us your journey from like $5,000 a month to $10,000 a month to, oh my gosh, 170. What's the number one secret to scaling to such a large number per month?
So I'll throw in the one last secret as a bonus, guys. Brett, essentially that last secret is how you set up your marketing strategy in your business, right? Like within that marketing strategy, you have how are you going to book your properties? How are you going to get them booked? How you're pricing them, so your marketing strategy, and then what does this listing look like? How can I improve it every single day, right? Once you've got those four nailed in, everything else is gravy. There's hard work. So, but I would say the way to get to $175,000 or $170,000 is essentially packing it up, right? Doubling and improving every single day. So I was always, from day one, I was focused on the hustle, right? And I was working in the business. But once I figured out that I needed to focus on three things, right? I needed to focus on learning, I needed to focus on growth, and I needed to focus on purpose, and then improving my process. Four things: learning, process, growth, and purpose. Once you've got those four down, then I focused on the present, and every single day, truly just getting it done efficiently, productively, and then just moving the needle every single day, right? And once I figured that out, I stopped wasting my time, right? And I figured out how much my time was valuable, and I moved the needle so much faster. Right?
Yeah, I think it's very well said.